All right, y'all. I am 1 year sober. That is crazy. What a milestone to have, right? 1 year without any alcohol. What was supposed to be a 30-day challenge ended up being 1 whole year. In fact, it's actually been 1 year and 15 days as we are recording this video right today, June 15th, 2023. So initially, I wanted to just do a little detox. That's all it was just a little detox. I wanted to go on a 30-day no alcohol thing just to kind of set back and try to get back into moderate drinking. Because before I decided to do this 30-day no alcohol challenge, I realized that I was drinking quite a bit. I mean, I was going from 3 to 4 beers a night. On a good night, shoot, maybe 5. Let's not say night. Let's just say throughout the whole day, because I feel like I'm a day drinker too. So when I realized like it's time to maybe slow it down a little bit, because I mean, I felt like I was gaining a little bit of weight. I'm already super anxious. And I just felt bad about always relying on drinking. Like I felt like that's all I did. Like my pastime would be go to a bar, even alone sometimes, and drink. So I just wanted to sit back and be like, let me detox for 30 days. That's what initially started my 1 year sobriety journey, which was supposed to be just 30 days. So I'm gonna just tell you a little bit about the journey and how I'm feeling and am I gonna drink again, right? Now, the first few weeks of that first initial 30 days of no alcohol, it was kind of a challenge. But I ain't gonna say it was the hardest challenge because midway through the journey, it was even harder than the first weeks, you know? For me, the first few weeks was kind of like maybe feeling a little insomnia because I felt like perhaps I was drinking a little too much to where I feel like I actually relied on falling asleep because I was drinking. It was easier to fall asleep. So without drinking for the first couple of weeks, I noticed that I was staying up super late. I mean, staying up till like 3, 4 in the morning because I just couldn't sleep. Also, I noticed random cravings. Like the first couple weeks, I was craving sugar. I mean, I would want ice cream, milkshakes, smoothies. I mean, anything that had some sugar in it, I was all about it. In fact, I think after quitting alcohol for so long, I am now more aware of how addicting sugar is now. Because I'm not drinking alcohol, I realize that I'm actually craving way more sugar. Even to this day, I feel like that's all I think about. To the point where I am now currently 15 days into a no added sugar cleanse because I just felt like sugar was taking control of my life. So I was like, look, I need to scale back on sugar now. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing a no added sugar for 30 days. So other than the cravings and other than the insomnia, I felt like I was also having a tiny bit of mood swings because I just felt like, what is there to do? You know, like I wake up, I do my work, now I'm ready to wind down, but I can't wind down with a glass of beer or with that wine. So what do? And here comes the positives of not drinking alcohol, friends. Me eliminating alcohol gave me like maybe like 3 to 4 extra hours of my day. Cause I mean, like I said, I'll go to a happy hour at like, let's just say I'm going to lunch, right? An hour lunch. During my lunch, I'm probably gonna have 2 beers. Get home, I'm already feeling a little like, oh, okay, I feel like I wanna drink now. I don't even wanna do work. So now it's taking me a little bit longer just to get back into my work zone, you know, my work vibe. And let's just say maybe I had a little bit too much to drink. Or let's just even just say I just had 1 glass of wine or maybe even 2 beers. I wake up the next day, guess what? Feeling a little, not necessarily hungover, but just feeling like I'm not ready quite there to start my day right off the jump. But now, after 2 weeks, 3 weeks into like no alcohol, I get up early. I'm ready to rock and roll. I might even get a workout in, get some cardio. Boom, I'm ready to rock and roll. Sometimes I might even limit my caffeine a little bit so that way I feel like I don't crash or I'm not super jittery or anxious. Now I'm drinking little teas. I have like a little sparkling water just to kind of give me something to drink that's not alcohol, you know? So productivity has been just crazy. Now my health, Now, my health has definitely improved over the last year. I mean, I've lost over 50 pounds, and I'm gonna also say it's also because of my healthier lifestyle choices in general. For the most part, I modified my health. You know, I modified the way I eat, and just in the end, on top of that, I've also implemented a little bit of healthier things in my day. Like I go for walks, or I'll try to not stress as much. Now, I know that's easier said than done. I'm still a victim of letting stress take control of my life a little bit. But when you can minimize your stress and you're not going out to the bar drinking 3 to 4 beers and you're getting enough sleep at night, you will definitely see an improvement in your overall health and your mental state. So I'm telling you, just that first few weeks, yeah, it was a little hard, but I actually started seeing some positive benefits too, including the productivity and the physicality of it. Now, my mental state, now, that didn't really hit me until like maybe the fourth week to maybe the first month or two, where I realized, like, man, I don't feel as anxious as I used to when I was drinking. Because, I'll get up, I feel a little hungover, I feel a little anxious, not necessarily knowing where all that anxiety coming from. Now, it could have been a combination of maybe it was drinking, it could have also been from poor eating habits. So adjusting that plus no alcohol, I felt like really improved my mental state, less brain fog, and just being on point. Just even being on point when it comes to like having a conversation. I feel like I'm a little bit more solid when it comes to conversation. In fact, I feel even more on point when I'm on camera, just hanging out and chatting and having things to talk about, whether it's health related or on my other YouTube channels and stuff. I feel like I'm a little less brain fog and I know what I want to talk about, like right now. Also, I just felt like my social life has definitely changed for the good and for the bad. Now, the beginning parts, I ain't gonna lie, it was tough. It was kind of tough sitting here and being like the only sober one, at the bar with friends, and it's kind of like you're sitting there waiting to leave because, like, for me, I can go out. Well, at this time, I was able to go out, have a couple drinks, and hang out with friends. But for me, it was just like I'm just ready to go after like 30 minutes to an hour. So I'm not wanting to just sit there and watch people drink their third or fourth beer of the night. So now I'm capable of doing it now after being sober for a whole year and some change. I'm able to kind of go out and be a little bit more patient with hanging out with people who are drinking. Now, my social life, I don't even notice it anymore. Like, I feel like I'm just part of the group. Like, I feel like now I can just grab a water and hang out or grab a soda or whatever it may be and just be part of the group without feeling awkward or weird. And I also like to encourage people around me who are drinking, like, hey, just it's okay. I'm not weird about it. I know people when I say I'm not drinking, people might give me these looks like, oh, what's wrong with this guy? Is he like, can we drink around him or whatever? This is just a personal choice for me. Unfortunately, not everybody's able to say that. But for me, I just wanted to just ease off alcohol a little bit. So I felt like I was just relying on it too much for everything, for social life, for coping. So I just wanted to see how I can deal with everyday life without that coping thing, without that dopamine hit of like I finished a project, I'm gonna go grab a beer, or I'm really stressed the crap out right now. I'm gonna go grab a beer. I wanted to challenge myself and figure out like how can I actually handle certain things in life without actually going for the bottle. Like how can I be social without grabbing a couple beers to loosen up, or how can I host any event or be on camera without having that extra ounce of alcohol to like hype me up a little bit. You know what I mean? Or I'm about to go meet friends or whatever, or I'm about to go have game night, or we're gonna go to a birthday party or even a wedding. Like, how would that look like without alcohol? And I'm here to tell you, after a year and 15 days, that it's doable. In fact, I feel like my social life has gotten even better because now I'm surrounded by people that actually want to hang out with me. Believe it or not, I'm a super busy guy, so I don't really have that big of a friend circle in a way. But for the fact that I have some of my friends wanting to invite me out knowing that I'm not going to drink, to me, that's a win. To me, they know that I can still go out and hang out and be social without even having any alcohol. Now, those are true friends right there for you, because you will lose some friends. I ain't gonna say necessarily lose some friends, but yeah, actually, you will lose some friends. But in my case, some friends that you might go out just for drinks, those might be very limited. You know, you might not hear from them as much as you used to because you guys were more like drinking buddies. You feel me? Productivity, better sleep, no brain fog, better mental clarity, you lose a little bit of weight, you just feel more energetic. And if you implement other lifestyle choices or changes along with no alcohol, you just see even more benefits, you know? So yeah, but it wasn't easy, you know? I just feel like sometimes it could be a strain on relationships, you know, if they're not accepting, you know. And sometimes you got to remind people like, oh, you know, can we go somewhere where if we're going to a bar, can we have a place where they also have food or an activity? Like I don't mind going somewhere as long as I'm just not sitting there just drinking water. Like hopefully there's appetizers or some type of food item that I can eat while we're being social. So I noticed the social life was a little challenging. You know, going to Europe was a challenge. You know, I'm in a new country and I'm not even drinking alcohol, you know, or I went to plenty of weddings last year. My goodness, I went to a lot of weddings. And the fact that I didn't drink at all is like, it was tough, you know, it was very challenging. Or even just bar hopping, you know, going bar hopping and being sober, you know. But then at the end of the day, it's like, oh, I can go do all this, go to beer festivals or go to music beer festivals. And then you could just wake up the next day and be like, man, I had such a good time. I remember the whole night. I made no bad decisions. I actually saved money because I didn't spend like $50 to $100 just on alcohol. And I get to wake up and feel like I'm ready to rock and roll and get the day started and be productive the next day without feeling those hangovers and stuff like that. So there's some wins to being sober. I've been, you know, watching a lot of other videos or hearing other people's stories and how they've struggled with feeling like they're enjoying life. Because you know, sometimes life might come off as boring because you're not going out to bars or you're not going out with your friends as often as you used to because you're trying not to, you know, be in that environment or whatnot. But for me, it's the opposite. I'm just always busy, so the extra time of being productive that I get from not be doing alcohol is just giving me something extra to do, you know? So I just don't have time to really be bored, you know, because I'm either creating content or I'm home doing stuff or I'm just trying to spend time with my fiance or I'm just again just trying to level up in my career. And that's what it's been. And for the last year, I've progressed so much in just my career alone just because I had this extra time of being productive because I'm not like I feel like I'm just not just sluggish and I'm saving money. I'm making better decisions. Now again, this is my journey, so I'm not saying this is going to be like this journey is not going to be like my journey isn't going to be the same as the next person's journey. This is just how I'm able to get through this journey of sobriety. And honestly, it's been a more positive impact on me than it has been negative. The only negative parts about it is when I do go through my stressful times. Like for now, for example, the whole month of May has been so stressful. There has been times where I'm like, look, I need a drink. Like, I am not in a good state mentally right now. I'm feeling burnt out. I got a little bit of imposter syndrome. There's issues at the apartment. The living situations aren't the greatest because of water leaks and whatever it may be. And I just need something good to be going on right now. Boy, would it be nice to just sit back and maybe have a couple or two just to get this stuff off my mind. As soon as I thought that, I was like, that's not the reason to drink. You know, if I'm ever gonna drink again, it's going to be because, man, it'd be nice to just see what Society Brewing is up to. Let me go try that Society Pupil because that's one of my go-to joints. Yeah, let me swing by Fall Brewing and grab me a beer just because I want to just see what they up to, you know? Or you know what? Let's have a glass of champagne or whatnot. Those are the reasons I want to avoid alcohol. Is because I don't want it to be a coping mechanism. I don't want to drink because of a celebration or I don't want to drink because I need something to boost my dopamine hits up a little bit. You know what I mean? I just want it to just be something that I want to do, you know? And what helped me maybe midway through my journey was the fact that I discovered all these non-alcoholic options, And again, non-alcoholic options aren't for everybody either. If you're really struggling with your addiction to alcohol, maybe non-alcoholic beers or beverages aren't for you. But for me, I'm able to do that, like every once in a while, because again, I'm trying to just watch my sugar intake as well. So every once in a while, I might check out a couple of brewery spots that have non-alcoholic beers. I already got some favorites, like Best Day Brewing has a really good West Coast IPA, non-alcoholic. I love me some Athletic Brewing Company. They're really good with their IPAs. Partake Brewing Company has a nice little IPA, pale ale that I like to drink that's a non-alcoholic. I actually found out there was some cool wines and champagnes that were non-alcoholic. But then again, I wanted to be very careful with that stuff because added sugar, man. I'm telling you, it was like 12 grams of added sugar just from the champagne I was drinking about a month ago, And every once in a while, if I want to feel like I just want to taste the hops or whatever, boom, I'll go grab myself a non-alcoholic beer. I want to wrap this up on just my takeaways without being repetitive, obviously. Mostly about what I've learned about myself. What I'm learning about myself through this journey is I've learned to really cope with all elements of emotions without alcohol. Meaning, when I'm happy, I feel really happy. And it's a weird feeling. I'm serious. Or when I'm stressed and I got a lot of stuff going on, like the things that I think about without any substances in my system is very interesting. I still feel a little anxiety from time to time only because I feel like that's just how it is. That's how my brain is wired. My anxiety hasn't gone away, don't get me wrong, but I just feel way more polished with how I feel. And being able to just face things heads on, it's not easy, guys. I mean, it's one of the hardest things that I actually had to deal with all this year was when something comes up where I'm thinking about it or I'm feeling a verge of burnout coming up or I just feel a certain way about myself or my self-esteem or just anything in general, it hits me harder because I don't have that like let's go to the bar and just drink the thoughts away, or let me increase my happiness by going to the bar to celebrate and drinking. Believe it or not, sometimes when I'm super happy and I want to go and celebrate a milestone with some alcohol, sometimes I come back home, now I feel just more of a mopey drunk now, or I wake up the next day and I'm like, man, I just feel like crap. I did all that just because I wanted to celebrate. Now I feel like crap now. So now I can go out and be really excited about stuff or be really happy and have that real effect of happiness without any substances. It's just so weird, and it's hard to explain, but emotions are just so much different. A lot of people rave about the sleep. Sleep's been different as well, and I think it comes with a combination of no alcohol and also healthier lifestyle changes, and maybe even just less stress too. Now, like I said, this last month has been really hard on me, and I can't really vouch for all the happiness and all the great dopamine hits you get from not drinking in this last month of May. But I will definitely say overall in the year, I've had way better days than I had bad days for sure. And I owe it all to just having a positive mindset and just being busy, having goals, and just accomplishing things on my to-do list or bucket list. And again, I'm not perfect. Life isn't perfect. I still got my things that I'm dealing with. That's just one of the positive things that's happened to me, just going a whole year without no alcohol and I'm continuing on growing. And it's just been one of the best decisions that I possibly could have made. I wish I would have made this decision a little earlier, maybe in my earlier 30s, probably would have been further along in my journey of just success if we're being honest here. But I'm happy. I'm happy with the decisions I made, and I'm gonna keep going. Eventually, I'm going to, have a glass of beer at some point. I'll let y'all know. But I'm going to keep going. I feel great, guys. I feel great, and I don't care to ruin that over a night of drinking just to wake up and feel crappy. I'm happy with my decisions of not drinking alcohol right now, and I'm going to keep rolling with it. And right now, I'm also doing a no added sugar thing. I'm 15 days in, and I can't wait to update you guys on that. Because I'll be honest with you, trying to quit sugar, for me now, personally, is way harder than trying to quit alcohol. Trust me on that one. It's so much harder. And I can't wait to share with you what I've been going through in the month of June. Well, first of all, trying to A, minimize my carb intake to under 50 grams, and then B, no added sugar, period. Now, natural sugar is fine, but that's a whole different video. Let me know what you guys are doing. Also, you guys' comments over the year has been so inspiring for me to just even keep going. And I really appreciate you guys all watching the videos and following me along this journey. And hopefully you guys are inspired by this video. If you're just starting out, I could be your little cheerleader. If you're just starting out, let me know how many days you're in. And let me know how you feel. And can you relate to some of the things that I've been going through, both good and bad? Let me know. Let me hear it in the comments. Till next time, I'll see you when I see you. Peace!